up? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new, welcome. How's your day going? Your night going? I hope everything is awesome. Tonight, I'm here with a story that's like so scary and interesting. I always say that. That's why I'm saying it again. But believe me, it's like all about this guy who saw hell. And it is said to be a true story, by the way. So, hell. Yes. Before we get started, I just want to say that if you're new here who listen to videos every week, I would love it if you go ahead and subscribe and become part of this little spooky bell fam. We're a small family, but we're pretty freaking awesome, I promise you. Also, if you enjoy spooky things like spooky jewelry and all that stuff, I want to say that I have a shop where I sell things like this. I'm always coming out with new stuff, and if you use the coupon SpookyB666, you get 10% off. With that being said, if you want to hear all about this guy who saw hell, rather went to hell, just go ahead, turn off your lights, and stick around. This guy said he remembers this night vividly because he believes that that was the night when his soul paid a visit to hell. He was a kid when all of this happened, probably in his teens. He wasn't very clear about that. But that night, he could hear his parents like arguing and stuff, and that kind of upset him, so he was feeling overwhelmed. So he went to bed earlier than usual. So as he was falling asleep, he could feel his soul being lifted out of his body and drifting to another dimension, which is what happens when we go to sleep, FYI. According to what I believe, of course. That's how we have dreams. We travel to other dimensions, which can both be beautiful and terrifying. He said it felt like he was flying through air, bodiless, and landed in what he thought to be a dimension of hell. He landed on this very, high brown rock, and the first thing he noticed is that it felt like it was a very, very hot summer day. You know when it's so hot to the point where it makes you feel so uncomfortable, and at least with me, that's what happens. When it's over 110 degrees, no thanks. He said the sky looked normal and there was absolutely nobody around or anything. Nothing was alive. There was no grass, no trees. All he could see was the brown rocks. They were just all around. Then all of a sudden, he realizes he's in something that looked kind of like a line, and he saw hella people there. You know how dreams work, right? The scenes, they will just change like that. You're doing this, you're in this place, and then all of a sudden you're there. You know what I mean? Anyway, he was in this line with his mom, and everyone else that was in the line, he didn't know any of them. They were all facing a white chapel, and that seemed to be the only thing in the entire dimension. And the people in line with him, they were just statues. They weren't saying anything or moving a muscle, which made this whole thing even more eerie. They were just very focused on the chapel that was in front of them, just facing it, you know. He said he was very, very confused. And even though he could still move and talk, he couldn't get out of line. As if he was hypnotized to just stay there. So he was just observing everything, and after a while, he heard this demonic voice say,
"Go inside."
So he looked up to see where the voice was coming from, and that's when he saw this face that looked kind of transparent. I don't know how to explain. He doesn't even know how to explain. He said he couldn't really make out the features. All he knew was that it was a face, and that it was kind of transparent or whatever. So that's when the people in front of him started walking towards the chapel house. They all seemed terrified, and they obviously did not want to go in, but they had no choice. A group of people would go in together, and then the door would slam. They would wait a little while, and then more people would go in. So when it was almost their turn to go, he turned to his mom and said, "Don't go in. It is not safe." So she nodded, agreeing with him. He saw that she looked like she was kind of like a zombie. She wasn't aware of what was happening. So he was trying to be really quiet. He whispered to her because he was scared of the face hearing him. I can even imagine how terrifying it must have been. And the whole thing about his mom acting like a zombie, well, that's how we are when we go to sleep if we're not lucid, if we're not awake in the dream. I don't know if you've ever had a lucid dream before, when you're having a dream, right? And then all of a sudden you wake up in the dream and then you realize that it is a dream. So then you're not like a zombie anymore. You're aware of everything. You're lucid dreaming, or whatever you call it. Anyway, when we're not like aware, we're kind of like zombies. So basically, every night. So anyway, as he looked at the chapel, there was this huge window in front of him that he could see in, and he said that what he saw was just very disturbing and mentally unexplainable. It was very dark inside, and all he could see were autopsy tables with 4 people on them, as though they were dead but were still able to move their feet. They looked like they were freshly dead because they didn't look like they were rotting or anything. And what he believes is that that chapel was actually a torture chamber. So the door opened again, and it was their turn to go in. He tried to move, but couldn't. He tried to run away, but couldn't. When he was about to step inside, everything disappeared and became a fog. And that's when he felt his soul going back to his body. He woke up immediately, sweating and scared out of his mind, of course, because he knew that he had just seen a glimpse of hell, or at least one dimension of hell, because I believe there are many. To this very day, he's like 30 years old now, but to this very day, he still believes that that was absolutely not a dream. Wow. Just wow. That was one of the most interesting, here I go again, but that was one of the most interesting stories about hell I had ever heard. And that is one I believe in as well. Because like I said, I believe there are many dimensions in hell, but I wonder why he went there when he went to sleep. And he saw his mom, she was there too. What the hell was that about? But you get it though, right? He couldn't go in because he wasn't dead. That's why he woke up immediately. Oh my God. Do you see the eyes on this clown? They're kind of glowing. Oh my. Anyway, definitely let me know your thoughts, and have you ever had a dream that you were in hell? Because I don't think I had a dream that I was in hell. I've had dreams about him, you know, the king of hell. But not that I was in hell. I mean, at least I can't remember right now, but I don't know. I'll let you know. So yeah, guys, definitely let me know your thoughts. Do you think this is true? Do you think it was just a dream? Because I don't, of course. I believe in everything. Well, not really. I'm kind of a skeptic right now, but I still believe in stuff, okay? And what would you do if that happened to you? Because I have no idea what I would do. Probably just try and film it and oh my God. But I would be in a dream, so whoops. Can bring that to the real world. Anyway, thank you so much for taking the time today to just watch this video. That means a lot to me. I hope you're having an awesome day or night. I hope you're watching this at night. I hope it's super freaking late, and I hope you have sweet dreams. Seriously though, if you're watching this before bed, damn. Anyway, thank you so much again, and I guess I'll see you children tomorrow. Toodles.